Keep It or Change Cars, the motoring podcast with news, views, and interviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, or should I say ladies and girla, welcome to the Keep It or Change Cars podcast. My name is Bongani, and today I'm coming to you live from studio. I have the pleasure of being the guest of Mike, who's sitting right next to me. And if it's on four wheels, he's well versed with it. How's it going, Mike?
After hearing that intro, I feel like I'm his guest. Very, very well done. Absolutely perfect. Superb to have you here. And you got a superb idea that you came to me with. Let me tell you, I love when people reach out. You came to me with an idea. How long did it take for me to say I love it?
Probably took less than 30 seconds.
Normally, I would say it took 0 seconds, but very quickly. You had me at hello. Share with us what the idea is.
So essentially, we're starting a new segment on the podcast. It's called For The Gurlas. And the reason why we're doing this is because, well, when you create automotive content, we know all these numbers and all the stats and all the specs, and it's incredible. But essentially, we start losing the women when we start talking about kilowatts and Newton meters and all that sort of stuff. So I ran a poll.
What is kilowatts and Newton meters again? Just refresh my memory.
For this channel, that does not matter, right? I ran a poll, and essentially the girls were very vocal. They want car advice, they want information on where to buy a car, how to get into one, without all the technical jargon. They want it clean, simple, and straightforward. So I thought to myself, listen, let's go to the right people. And I'm not mentioning anyone specific to get as much information as we can get out of it.
So if you think of boys at a bride, they're all sitting around and what do they talk about? Exactly what you said. Kilowatts, Newton meters. What do ladies love? And it's not a condescending statement.
Exactly.
They're not interested in the 0 to 100 time, 100 to 0, whatever it is. What are they interested in?
They are interested in affordability, style, practicality, and maybe some nice to haves when it comes to technology. Right?
I can think of a few guys that are like that as well. So you kick it off. What have you got to share?
Awesome. So the first question that I got was, Bongs, we want to know what is a really good first car to get into? And now the honest answer is it depends, right?
Oh.
There's a lot of factors to consider.
But is that as a student or I'm 25, 26, I've had a cheapie before and I'm looking to buy my first quality car? What would you say?
So let's look at students coming out of university, getting into their first job. They're not earning too much money, but essentially they want to get into something nice.
Mom and dads, you thinking they're not earning too much money, we paying for it.
And now listen, I'm going to tell you the truth now. You know what? You want to know what my first car was? It was a Tata Indica. And I know how you feel about Tata. I saw you blinking. I saw the spine, it was shivering, it was bad.
Going so well until he said Tata Indica.
Right? But they don't make those anymore. But the good news is the market is full of some really, really exciting cars.
That is true.
Cars coming in from China, cars coming in from India, some from Germany, and they're priced at, varying rates and that sort of stuff. So to make it simple, let's cap it at, let's say, 350,000. But if it's really good, you can bump that. But hard limit is 400,000 Rand. You're well versed in cars. You've been in this industry for so long. What would you recommend to someone who knows nothing about cars, who's trying to get from point A to point B comfortably, safely, with a little bit of style in that price range?
So what's interesting, I've had the pleasure of meeting with the people from Stellantis. I always call it left field.
Sure.
Of course you think of Polo, of course you think of Swift. What about a Citroen C3? For me is a perfect fit. Your thoughts?
What makes you say it's a perfect fit?
Low risk, is not going to be hijack. Citroen looks good. You said style. It's made in France. Ladies love Italian and French goods.
Oui.
But for me, just go back one step again, low risk, plus Citroen today have a good dealer network in South Africa. It's not Toyota or Suzuki level yet, but it's a good dealer network. What did you think of the Citroen?
You see, now that's the thing. The Citroen didn't even cross my mind, to be honest with you, Mike. It's not a car you see too often. And I think the risk that comes with is, what if it breaks down? Do we have strong support in terms of parts that we can get if the car breaks down or something like that?
So we're here to give advice. I said I met with Stellantis. First question that came up, you just asked it, parts availability. Let's look at the past. What was parts availability like on the French models? Shocking.
Bad.
However, 2025, you're hearing it from me. We have it on good authority from Stellantis. You will not take a Citroen or a Peugeot, also something to consider, or an Alpha or any product in their range to a dealership and wait for a service. So very, very good. What else is an alternative to the Frenchies?
That's actually really good. And you actually mentioned it, right? I like the Suzuki Swift.
Who doesn't? It's like the Toyota Taz of the 90s.
Right. It's a really, really good car. You know, I would recommend the Polo, but as great as a car as it is, as great as the dealer support is, as great as the maintenance and that sort of stuff is,
All risks.
it's a very risky car to have, right? It's the people's champion for a reason, but the wrong people are interested in a Polo. Criminals, that's who we're talking about, just so we're absolutely clear. The Suzuki Swift, I think, is a great entry point into getting into your first car. It looks good, it's quite stylish, the fuel economy is really, really solid, and I think the insurance premiums on those aren't too bad either, right? But now, let's say someone isn't necessarily looking for a small hatchback. They're looking for something slightly bigger, a bit more space to fit some shopping in there.
Are we only looking at new, or can we look at secondhand as well?
You can recommend secondhand cars if you can proudly say that, hey, listen, this is not going to fall apart and have you on the side of the road in the next year or so.
For me, Audi A1 with freeway plan in place, minimum of 3 years, Audi chic, German quality, relatively low risk, and I don't think there are too many ladies that will say they don't like the look of an Audi. Your thoughts on the Audi?
Wait. You lost me at freeway plan. What is that?
For the ladies, very, very simple. You've all heard the term, I imagine, service plan, maintenance plan. Audi marketed as freeway plan, BMW marketed as motor plan. Simply means it's a full guarantee for the period sold and includes your servicing cost. So if you're buying a car, and this is interesting, and remember, we're never talking down to anybody. Cost of ownership, I can buy a car for 300,000 Rand, but it's got no maintenance plan.
Yeah.
Or I can buy a car for 340 and it's got a maintenance plan. Now there's 40,000 Rand difference.
Yeah.
But over the next 3 years, you will spend 40,000 Rand on servicing that car. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So it's just safer to get the maintenance
So
plan.
if you are a lady, and truly, we're here to protect you, male or female, but in this particular case, female, service plan, maintenance plan, warranties need to be in place. But remember, if you like what you see here, whether it be Bongani or myself, can you get hold of us?
Yeah, I think they can.
You think they can?
I think they can, but I know he's about to tell you that he knows you can. Where can they get a hold of us?
CHANGECARS.co.za. You go into the contact us page. Proudly, not arrogantly, my name, my number, my email address is there. You want to speak to Bongani? I'll give you his number. He's a good looking boy. Trust me, you want to speak to him. But he might be married or engaged or something like that. Already taken.
He's already selling me off, guys. I'm very much married, right? But listen, there's a lot of cars we can get into, right? There's one that I want to mention before we break this up into additional segments, because there's going to be a lot of episodes we can push out of this. How do you feel about the Chery Tiggo 4?
I'm not against it, but it's not my first recommendation. Now, I always say, what do the masses say? More people will disagree with me than agree with me. I think the Chery Tiggo 4 is a very good car, but I'm not a fan of the Chery product.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the look of the Chery Tiggo 4. If you said 6, 7 or 8, I think it looks good. The 4, in my opinion, not a good looking car. Your thoughts?
Listen, I think it's quite decent. I mean, the highest level trim still comes up at under 400,000 Rand. I may stand to be corrected with this. And I think for me, the appeal comes from the fact that you can get a whole lot more car for less. And considering the fact that Chery was in the country and then they left and then they came back again, it's sort of a point to prove, right? And essentially, they don't want to build a bad name for themselves. And I think as someone who's trying to get into the brand, I would walk in with that sense of comfort, thinking to myself that, hey, listen, these people really want my business and I'm most likely to get a really good customer experience overall.
So if you take the brand that is Chery, let's be clear, they've proven themselves. It's a safe option. If you are going to go Chinese, but I'd like to talk about that next time. Is it going to be a next time?
I think there's going to be a next time.
Jatua, remember the name. First show, your thoughts?
I like it. I think there's so much more we still need to discuss. But listen, For The Gurlas is going to be sticking around for some time. So do me a favor, subscribe, follow this page on Instagram, TikTok, the works. Subscribe on YouTube. We're going to keep you guys posted on all things cars. There's an entire episode that was shot before this that I think you guys are going to be very interested in. And we'll catch each other next time. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section below. Mike, I'm happy. Are you?
What color lipstick? That's all I have to say.
Looking for a vehicle warranty? Look no further. ChangeCars has partnered with VAPS SA, proudly powered by King Price Insurance. Change Cars, the brand the public trusts with good reason.